Hello everyone, in this video I'll be showing you a pure 12 build for the open hand monk in Baldur's Gate 3. Now the open hand monk obviously benefits a lot from taking a 3-level dip into the rogue thief, but I've been doing a bunch of pure 12 class builds and I think they're a lot of fun for those that want to play on like an easier difficulty or don't want to multi-class. Now this is going to be a pure monk in its purest form. You get the flurry of blows here. Now our ability scores are interesting because I think it's actually best to build around dexterity as there's so many strength boosting items in the early game. You can even get the Club of Hill Giant strength and put it in your offhand and then punch fuel with your main hand, have that giving your strength to a 19. This just works the best for giving you a good armor class because the monk relies on dexterity and wisdom for their armor class. I like to have at least a 16 wisdom and then 14 constitution. However, you can swap your constitution and wisdom scores around if you prefer having a bit more health, but I think that the wisdom actually does give us a bit of a benefit here. But yeah, you can swap those two stats. I just think it's best to obviously build around our dexterity and use a Club of Hill Giant strength, or use the potions too if you prefer, because the potions can actually take this a lot further. But yeah, you can actually swap around, have the club in your offhand, giving you the stats without having to take them. And then for our final points, we'll put them into intelligence, and for the skill proficiencies, we'll go with those there. Even without the multi-class, the monk is still one of the strongest classes in the game because they get some very powerful abilities. So level 2 gives us our bonus action, patient defense, step of the wind dash, or disengage. These can be situationally nice, but I prefer not using my key points on those. Once we get to level 3, we're going to be taking the weight of the open hand subclass, which gives us our flurry of blows topple, which can knock targets prone. Staggered the enemy, which is making it impossible, make it so that they can't use reactions, kind of like a disengage. And then also the flurry of blows push, which can push the target back 5 meters, which I think can be really crazy. Now, the Drunken Master Monk actually gets the benefits of disengage from Drunken Technique, but the open hand monk can do that with their stagger. It's kind of crazy. The push and the prone are two of the most powerful ones because setting a target up prone is nice if you have a rogue on the team to give them a sneak attack. Level 4 is a huge level for us. We actually could have taken our constitution to 15, I should have mentioned that. 15 constitution, because then we're going to take the very powerful Tavern Brawler, which is unnaturally powerful. What it does, so let's say you took the Club of Hill Giant strength in your offhand, it's going to double your strength modifier to attack and damage rolls. Later in the game, you can get a +8 to your strength using a Cloud Giant potion, and that's doubled. So it's a +16 to your attack rolls and to your damage rolls. That means you're not going to miss, like, ever. And what's even crazier is Flurry of Blows allows you to punch twice, so that's that +16 times 2. Absurd. Absolutely absurd. Yeah, it's crazy. I would also, again, recommend taking your Constitution 15, boost that up to 16 this way. Level 5 gives us our extra attack here, and we also get our Stunning Strikes, melee, and unarmed, depending if you want to use a weapon or not. Stunning Strike is really good because if a target's stunned, they lose their turn, which is very beneficial if you can use that on a spellcaster. Level 6 gives us a really fun ability. We get our Manifestations of Body, Mind, and Soul, which adds an additional 4 to 7 Psychic, Necrotic, or Radiant damage. Psychic, I think, being the best because you can double it using the Resonance Stone. What's also nice about this is that extra damage is applied twice, and it's increased by increasing your Wisdom. We also get the Wholeness of Body, which is great because it recovers half your key points, it gives you healing, and it also gives you an extra bonus action. So we don't really need to take that Thief if we want that extra bonus action, although you would have 3 utilizing the Wholeness of Body. We can do just fine staying 12 levels pure solo class. Level 7 gives us our Stillness of Mind, so if we get Charmed or Frightened, we automatically cast Stillness of Mind, get our key point back, and we remove the condition. But the big thing here is Evasion. This is actually a very powerful ability. The Rogue and the Monk are the only ones that get this. When a spell or an effect would have half damage on a successful Dexterity saving throw, it deals no damage if you succeed. Great. So you can succeed on a save against Fireball, take no damage. And if you fail, you only take half damage. So basically boosting up your survivability quite a bit against Dexterity saves, Fireball, Lightning Bolt being 2 very common ones. Level 8 gives us our second feat here. Now, we already took Tavern Brawler, which is one that we definitely want to have. Savage Attacker doesn't actually work here because when he works on melee weapon attacks, so I just want to clarify that because some people say Savage Attacker is great. It doesn't work here, unfortunately. Alerts is another great feat to take because the +5 to initiative and can't be surprised is super good because your monk will go in and clear out a few enemies on their very first turn. Being able to go first is extremely valuable. However, you could go with an ability score improvement on your dexterity, which will also boost your initiative by 1, your armor class by 1, and it's not bad to have a higher dexterity overall, but alert or the dexterity boost is your choice here. Level 9 gives us our increased movement speed, the unarmored default. So basically 6 meters movement speed extra, and difficult terrain does not slow us down, which is huge because, yeah, that can be really unfortunate. Now we also get the Key Resonation Punch, which you can do as an attack, making the key and the target resonate with yours. We have the bonus action punch and the key point blast. This doesn't use an action or a bonus action. You can use this to do a 3d6 force blow up, and it does a 5-meter radius attack. Doesn't use your action or bonus actions, so you can actually hit quite a few times utilizing these. Into level 10, we get our Purity of Body, you're immune to poison damage. This is where I'd personally recommend adding in the Rogue Thief. We don't get much else after this. 9 levels of the Monk, and then 3 levels of Rogue Thief, because the extra bonus action is very valuable. I just want to stress that. This is not meant to be a pure meta build. If you want to be meta, take the Rogue Thief and do everything else the same. I'm just going to continue on with the Monk, because a lot of people really like to see these level 12 builds, because level 12 gives us Tranquility. Yippee! Long Rest surround you with an aura of peace, granting you sanctuary. This is actually kind of a cool ability that not many people probably even know is in the game, because no one multi-class, no one takes the Monk all the way to level 12. So okay, so what that looks like. And then for our level 12 feat, Alert or that Dexterity improvement, we could get our Dex up to 20. Not being surprised is also really nice from the Alert feat. And there's some items that can boost our initiative as well. I'm still going to take the Alert feat because I think going first as a Monk is extremely valuable. However, if you go with Dexterity, you can view our armor class as 1 higher. As far as gear, there's not much. What's nice actually about this is it's actually gear that you wouldn't use on any other character. The most notable is the Vestus Soul Rejuvenation. In Act 3, run and grab this right away. Otherwise, use your best available robes or other clothing that gives you at least a +1 armor class. This gives you health whenever you succeed on a saving throw against a spell. And the Greater Kashigo counter, which weaponizes your reaction. It's actually one of the most powerful abilities in the game from an item, because this gives you the ability to do an unarmed attack, which is very strong, mind you, because we have Tavern Brawler boosting it all to the high heavens. But we also have other items that add additional damage, so that unarmed strike is crazy. This has 10 armor class plus 2 to AC to take us to 21. We also have the Gloves of Soul Catching here. Your unarmed attacks deal an additional 1d10 of force damage, which is nuts because Flurry of Blows hits twice, so it's additional potential 20 damage. And you can also heal yourself for 10 healing whenever you do that, which is crazy, which pairs good with some other items that give you bonuses on heal. Boots of the Uninhibited Kashigo are nice because they give you additional damage equal to Wisdom modifier. This can take our Flurry of Blows up to an 88 damage, which is actually even higher than that because the Psychic damage 1d4 can be doubled, so that becomes really crazy. 1d4 plus 3, I should mention. So if you don't want to use the Boots of the Uninhibited Kashigo, I like the Disintegrating Nightwalkers because you can't slip on ice, and you also get Misty Step to teleport right to someone's face, even though we want to keep our bonus action available. We also have some other things that held us boots. Evasive Shoes, we give you a +1 armor class, taking it up to 22. I really like just using the Disintegrating Nightwalkers there, but it's entirely your choice. We also get the Cloak Protection, but you can use the Deathstalker Mantle here. And for helmets, the Horns Berserker +2 to attack rolls, which it doesn't matter. We don't need any boosting to our attack rolls. This just adds additional necrotic damage on our attack, so this would actually take this up even further in damage. I'm actually going to put the Boots of Uninhibited Kashigo back on for extra damage here, because this could do over 100 points of damage easily. And this will give you extra damage on your attacks. However, again, the Mask of Soul Perception +2 to attack rolls doesn't benefit us much. It's more so that +2 to initiative that'd be really good. There's not a lot of good helmets actually for monks. The Scabby Pugilist Circlet is also great. If you're surrounded by 2 or more foes, you get additional 2 damage on your attacks. And early game, the Haste Helmet's also pretty nice. I also have the Amulet of Greater Health, but the true monk item, if you did the quest line, is the Sentient Amulet, which gives you key restoration, giving you your key points back. I also like the Ring of Flinging because you can at any point, if you are sick of doing your punching attacks, you can go ahead, like obviously an unarmed attack doing 44 damage is great, but you can just go with a throwing attack because Tavern Brawler will actually boost up our Nyrulna, and Nyrulna appears in your hand once you throw it. So yes, we're not using a melee weapon right now, but if you wanted to, because Nyrulna actually gives you a lot of really great weapon attacks that we can't use, unfortunately. But yeah, you can throw this, getting the Tavern Brawler benefits, and it hits in a huge area of effect. So that could be fun as well. I guess if you also had a multi-class that added weapon proficiencies, that would take it a step further. So the Ring of Flinging is an okay choice. My personal preference is actually this one here, the Eversight Ring. Now, not a lot of people use this here, but can't be blinded. This is crazy because blind can really shut you down as a monk. And this enables us to actually do something crazy too. Gives us stealth. So what we can do is go ahead with an Arrow of Darkness, shoot at a target, run up. We can see in it and they can't. This will give us advantage on our attacks, and then we can take them out. They don't even have to they can't even do anything about it, and we're safe in that darkness. That's my personal preference. The Ring of Protection just to increase our armor class and survivability a bit further, and the Hell Rider Longbow because we don't use our bow other than maybe setting up darkness, and the +3 to initiative just means that we go first and clear out the mages before our other targets, our other teammates go. Now, when it comes to combat as a monk, it's all about punching, really. So just go around punching. I would recommend if there's an enemy that has a bunch of enemies around it that you do a Key Resonation Blast on them. So you can go with the Key Resonation Punch on a target that's likely I'm going to eat an opportunity attack to do this, but that's fine. They missed, so we can use our Greater Kashigo counter here on them, which you can see is actually pretty absurd. That one shot him, 25 damage plus 14 plus 1. Yeah, it's a little crazy. So then we can go ahead with the Key Resonation Punch here. This may actually take them out, so I'm going to use on this target. So that took them out. Sometimes you can just one-shot enemies. I wanted to set that up because then you could use the Key Resonation Blast. I guess I still can use the Key Resonation Blast. But yeah, we'll just go with a normal punch on this target here, taking them out so I don't eat the opportunity attack. And just to show off how cool this can be, Key Resonation Blast here is going to blow up this corpse. So yeah, you can do that too. Boom, they took a bit of extra thunder damage. Now we'll go ahead here with another Key Resonation Punch. Boom. And we now resonated their key so that next turn we can do this again. It can only be done once per turn. I'm actually going to eat that opportunity attack. That's fine. We don't have the reaction to be able to attack them again, but we're pretty good at surviving. Now, what I'm going to do is actually, I should have probably shot this from range. I'm just going to shoot the Arrow of Darkness here. And this can give us advantage on our next attack roll since I missed from the Gloves of Soul Catching. So that's pretty crazy. And I applied Fairy Fire. Not that it was needed, but then we can go ahead with our Key Resonation Punch here, setting up the key on this target, or just completely one-shotting them. And then we still have our bonus action so that we can go ahead with hitting pretty hard. I will just go ahead with just the push. It's going to kill them regardless. Yeah, your bonus action is likely going to one-shot most enemies. And no one even cared about us because we were hidden in our darkness here, so that's perfect. I'd honestly just recommend doing this target may be a little bit harder to take out, so we'll do the Key Resonation Punch on them just for that extra damage that it can do. We'll roll a crit because we'll one-shot them perfect. So this target here still has their key resonating. We could go ahead with blowing that up, which is kind of funny. Doesn't do a lot of damage, but it's a free action that you can do. And then I'm actually gonna use my Wholeness of Body here because this will recover our key points and then gives us an extra bonus action. Why that's so good is because of our bonus action again doing so much damage. I only need to do a normal punch on this target, but I've got my key points back, so I may as well do a Resonation Punch. That didn't work. Bonus action time, we'll just take him out that way instead, and you get 2 attacks, so it's a lot more beneficial. And then we'll go up here, and you can even like knock targets off of ledges too with this, which is kind of funny. So boom, push them right off the ledge and took them out all the same. Just be mindful you don't get loot that way. And if I needed some health, right beside my head here is the Soul Snare Heal. And this target ran right up because they wanted to eat one of our bonus actions, so we'll just go ahead with this. Didn't even need to use the bonus action, did it because I want to see a lot of numbers on my screen. Now, the thing is with this build, it's very strong against single targets. I think it's actually the strongest single target damage build in the entire game. But that doesn't mean that it still can't be fun, especially since we're not optimizing. Normally, you'd go with the Rogue Thief, because then you could get 3 bonus actions, and doing 3 of these, almost doing 100 damage each, is absurd. This is a very strong build, and you don't even need a multi-class to make it the most powerful possible. So, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know also what Pure 12 build you would like to see next. We'll see y'all in the next video. Have yourself a great day.